Okay, goddesses, enter, enter, enter. Just get our settings together here. Yay, beautiful to see you all popping up like beautiful sunflowers. Hello, Coach K.
Hi.
I love the sunflower motifs. Beautiful. Everyone's looking gorgeous. Gotta see Sherelle. You are looking glamorous over there. Looking forward to your updates. Hello, goddesses. Happy new moon, everyone. Happy new moon. So, even though this is our spiritual business temple, not our Manifest Your Magic moon circle, being that we are in new moon energy, let me know what is activated. Type into the comments what is calling you forward for the new moon. What for you feels alive and activated and is calling your name. It's like, hey, goddess, come on over here. What is calling you forward this new moon? New moon in Libra energy. Yay, I see thriving health. Okay. Good. Let's see. What else is calling you forward? What's activated for you? What are you creating, manifesting? Goddess Marnie says a reset with the business and direction and so much clarity. Yes. Yay for clarity in life and biz. That's good for Libra energy, clarity, and I'm not a fan of the word balance, but yeah. Harmony. I like harmony better than balance because, you know, balance connotes that everything is, like this. And life isn't like that. Sometimes, we have to give more focus to certain areas than others. So harmony feels more in alignment for me than that. What else is calling you all forward? Which is the same question as what are you manifesting? What are you creating? Is what we are seeking is seeking us. What's calling you forward? And let me add a question to it, being that this is our spiritual business room. So we have what's calling you forward. We've got so far Goddess Marnie and Goddess KJ weighing in. I want you to challenge yourself to put a financial amount that is calling you forward. What's a financial amount? Oh, wait, let me add another caveat to that. Within the next 40 days that is calling you forward within the next 40 days. Ooh, Goddess Pamela is being called forward by luxury, darling. Yes, yes, for the luxury. Yes, 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 yes. We love that. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. What is calling you forward? What's calling you forward? And then for the second, a financial amount. A financial amount. Type it into the comments. If you're just joining us, we are typing into the comments number one, what is calling you forward? Like what's activated for you in this new moon in Libra energy? Number two, within the next 40 days, a numerical dollar cash money amount that is awakened for you and actively seeking you, actively. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, good. Goddess Marnie is declaring $10,000. Is that US or Canadian, Goddess Marnie? Because we were talking about that. US, right? Yes. Okay, good. All right, we're seeing 3,000, 20K. Excellent. Stop being afraid and just do it. Beautiful. Okay. Next in Goddess Sky, in the next 40 days. Next 40 days. Beautiful. Goddess Victoria says 2.5 million. What is calling you forward? So two questions on the table. What is calling you forward? And then number two, and what is calling you forward, for those who may not know, is the same question as what are you manifesting? Because what you are seeking is seeking you. And at the moment that you in your heart, in your mind, your body, your spirit say, this is something that I desire, you have activated it within the cosmos. It was so interesting. I remember it must have been a very long time ago, because I remember learning in science, which I managed to avoid taking science for most of my academic career. Science was not my friend. Even I remember in high school, science is the one thing one time I tried to cheat, and I was so bad at it that I couldn't even cheat. Like I had, like I wrote like all of the formulas. I can't remember, like somehow it was like on my calculator or whatever it was. But then I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, like I'm trying to cheat here. I can't even cheat. Like, how do people do this? So, but I remember learning that, which people talk about all the time, and I talk about now in the divine frequency, that a participle does not exist until it is observed from a scientific point of view. So all possibilities exist until a possibility is consciously observed. Your observance being conscious focus, conscious activation. So that is what we are talking about when we're talking about creating your ideas, your books, your music. If we think about, a song or a book, where is it before it is here in material form? Where is it? Where is a piece of art? Where is an idea? Where is it? And the same for your money, that at this moment, because we live in a digital time, that the same way that phone waves and digital banking waves and email and texts and all of that is running through the air, it's running through us, for better or for worse. So right now there are millions of dollars that are cycling through your room, through your energy, within your energy field. And so which are you grabbing with your focus and materializing, meaning making material made real into your space, into your space. Very, very powerful thing to think about. Very, very powerful thing to think about. So 2 announcements, and then we are going to get into to individual chat. Goddess Marnie, I saw you first. So we will talk to you first. Let me just let a couple of folks into the room. So 2 business things. So first thing is I haven't put the announcement out there, but I'm going to be actively seeking beta readers for my romantasy novel. So if you are interested, I have a couple of you who said that you were interested the other day in the YouTube chat. If you are interested in reading romantasy and giving feedback with a fast turnaround, active feedback, and not afraid to say to me, this is boring, this part sucks, I hate this character, or I love this, or more of this, less of that. If you are not afraid to say those things and be a part of that journey, please definitely let me know. Please, please, please let me know. The best way is, I think you can even just put into the comments here, just write the word romantasy. Don't worry about spelling, just write the word romantasy, and I will know that you are raising your hand to be a beta reader. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this book. Yay! Goddess Victoria saying she could do a really fast turnaround. Okay, good. Okay, so a couple of caveats. If you are turned off by smut, you need not apply. If you are turned off by goddess spirituality, which I don't think you would be here if so, you need not apply. If you are turned off by things that may appear biblical or witchy or all of the above, you need not apply. If you are, period. If you are turned off by anything having to do with me, you need not apply, basically. And then the second announcement, yay, okay, good, excellent. Oh, good, 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 good. All right, perfect. And then the second announcement is, and I'm seeing a few of you who are in the Visibility Temple, many of you, some of you who showed up and some of you who did not. So I want to just say this. Whenever I do work around visibility or shame, specifically visibility or shame, those projects, those containers tend to have the most signups with the fewest show ups. And I know that it is because we are directly addressing primal fear. So if you have signed up for, if you have registered for, if you have taken your energy and invested your money and now I'm asking you to invest your time. All right. So you paid for the course. Now I'm inviting you to show up for the course. All right. We had a really beautiful, powerful, and impactful session yesterday, our groundworking session. And you can go back and watch that still. Of course, in your learning portal, we went through the visibility wound archetypes yesterday. So if you are in that course, if you are in that journey, I wouldn't even call it a course, please show up, show up, show up. And it's not too late for you to join us. So here is the link if you want to join the Visibility Temple. Okay. And if you have to work or go to school, of course, I totally understand that everything is recorded if you can't come live. But those of you who can come live and are fearing whatever might come up in showing up, I'm inviting you to show up for yourself. Okay. All right. Good. Goddess Marnie, come on down.
Hi, beautiful goddess.
Hello, beautiful goddess. What is activated for you? Happy new moon.
Happy new moon. It feels like I mean, they always all feel like a potent one.
It is though. It is. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very exhausting energy too. It's a weirdly simultaneously like sparking energy of like but it's somehow exhausting as well.
I agree. I feel like after all the eclipses and stuff in the last couple months, we're in this like, whoa, feel kind of. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's exactly. That's it, exactly. Okay, goddess. So, what is happening for you? I know that we were on the brink of many changes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was so good. After your session, I sat with it and was like, why did I switch from the very unique way I can business coach and life coach and health coach and all that? And so I sat down and kind of like rethought out the whole, not rethought out the whole business, but just went back to kind of the original foundations and really um so came up with a new name for the business as well. So it's Prosperessa. So it
Ooh,
um
that activated. Yes.
I
Yes,
love it.
yes, I love that. We get immediately what that is, right? There's no long explanation that has to come after that.
Yeah.
That is okay, good. Good stuff. Okay, so
I
tell
was
me more.
inspired from your manifesting. I was like, I
Yeah,
love something like that. That's like so and it's where the priestess meets the entrepreneur. So it's where you don't have to leave the sacred to be a businesswoman, where you get to be in flow, where you get to feel like $1 million to make $1 million.
yes.
And
Oh my gosh, I love this. Sorry to interrupt you. This
no,
is
no, no.
exciting. This is
Yay.
very, very exciting. And it's wonderful to get to this place.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who, for a long time, had names that I had to explain a whole bunch of stuff afterwards. And at that point, people can tune out. So having
Totally.
a name that is one of one, very much your own, but you can even just say the name and people can get energetically what it's about is a very powerful place to be. Good stuff.
Yay. Yay. I know. That felt like the biggest like check off. I was like, I'm not going to spend a long time on this, but it to flow and lots of chat GPT back and forth. And
It's great. And the thing is that, people pay a lot of money for committees of people to come up with names of things. Like this is like it's a big deal. Like this is no small feet, and I want to for you to pat yourself on the back, give yourself a hug. You've been beating yourself up to some degree about having to make feeling like you're switching from one thing switching to another, but it's an evolution. It
totally.
really, really is. And I want to tell you again, like I have before, that even like this beautiful kernel needed all of the other work to get
Totally.
here.
And
Needed.
thank you. Because that, like, you gave me that permission when you said that last time, that it's an evolution. And that, I think that actually is what freed up the channel kind of thing, because I had all that like guilt around continually changing it and having even the name changed a few times in the last couple of years and like the direction changing and you were like, it's an evolution. It's like it's building where you were going. And that was that like that heart opener basically that was like, it's okay. This is actually part of my whole journey. And this is what I talk about women doing. And uh, so yeah, so it feels really good. So the website should be done by Friday. Like I've already put it out and like created the $5,000 like work with me for 3 months for $5,000. And then from that came a like, I want to do a 6 month mastermind starting in January that is very much like high level, but affordable. So like that, around $1,700 a month USD. Figured
Yes.
that all out too. Switched it all already to US now. Um, and just I was like, that's where my passion lies, is in that like coaching of it all and
Your
bringing
passion and your genius.
yeah, right.
And
And
your zone of genius. This is in your zone of genius. So wait, let me ask you a question.
mhm.
So before it was a 9 month container, why from 9 to 6 months?
Because I really want summers off.
Okay.
And so that's what I looked at. I was like, and after having done the single mom thing for this past summer, because it was 9 months before, because I liked the birthing feel and that idea,
Yeah.
but I could potentially just make it less in the summer. But I was like, it's so hard with 3 kids and being a single mama to do any
Yeah.
extra work in summer.
Yes, no, that makes perfect sense. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
6 months, and that feels doable, I think, to people who are maybe daunted by a longer commitment, with what I was like, with what I was just talking about, people sign up and then are, intimidated by the commitment. So 6 months is, we can see the end of the road, like, okay, in June, like I can do this and have a shift in my life and a change by June.
Yes. So I'm kind of calling in that 10,000 in the next 40 days because that's only 2 3 month clients. I was like, that's easy.
Hmm.
And so the one-on-ones will be shorter term, I feel like more like 3 months to really work more with them. And then
Hmm.
really promoting the mastermind and doing the money mindset reset kind of this fall to also like kind of bring into the energy of that mastermind because I really part of my magic is my women's circles for sure when I get into there. So I want the one-on-one coaching with the women's circles. And that's why I want it to be a mastermind. I got to come up with maybe probably a different name as I'm formatting it all. But because I want the group, you make the changes that happen in a group are so different than when you work one-on-one, right? So I want that combo of that magic too, of both those magics as well as health, love. So I decided on health, money, love, and purpose are like,
Yes. Okay, so health, money, love, purpose. Beautiful. Health, money, love, purpose. See if there's some sort of acronym that works
I
with
know I've been trying to work on that to
that would
have
be
that like that
yeah,
system. So
yeah, yes.
yeah,
Having to be like a clear part of is it what was it, Prospera?
Prosperessa.
Prosperessa, the Prosperessa system, or not system or formula, but
Yeah,
something, something that makes it like the proprietary,
totally.
the intellectual property associated with this.
Yeah, and it just all kind of flowed because then I put like the 5 elements and tied it into the Ayurveda. And so like there's the foundation and which is the earth. And like so
Mhm.
really that as well as those 4 pieces or pillars are like, yeah, this beautiful system that came out of our conversation last week that
Mhm.
was always there, just had to be
Yes.
put on paper.
Yes. And that works so perfectly for 6 months as well.
Totally.
Like
Yeah,
having those pillars.
exactly.
Oh, that works beautifully. That works
Yeah,
beautifully. And also just lends itself very cleanly to your content journey as
yeah.
well. And even, whatever future conference that you do. So what is your conversion? So what's the conversion tool? What's the funnel that you're thinking about? How does that look?
Yeah, so that's where I was playing a little bit with like I want to restart up. I kind of let my podcast go to the wayside. So I'm like, hey, now there's this new direction and new energy. And so I do want to, and I just got a call with Jenna Kutcher too about podcasting. And so it's like I feel like that energy there is like one funnel, like for sure, the podcast and getting them onto an
Mhm.
email list.
Yeah.
But the freebie or like some way of them getting onto my list was like yeah, that's where I struggled a little bit. So I've played with some ideas, but haven't really landed on like Ooh, that's it kind of thing. Because I did play with like a quiz, like find out what your feminine wealth, like something
Mhm,
with Ayurvedic and feminine wealth, like combining
mhm,
kind of love language wealth and your Ayurvedic dosha kind of thing together, because that's kind of all of that together.
mhm.
Um, so I played with like a quiz like that. I don't
If
know.
you could come up with another quiz, that would be ideal.
Yeah,
Those tend to be, people don't think of a quiz as that they're signing up for something,
totally.
and there's a quick hit and a quick win of getting finding out immediately a result,
Yeah.
so rather than, if it's something that you've got to read or something like that, a checklist would also work within this. So if there's a checklist that could work, or the quiz and then you receive the checklist
I like that.
could be something. Even if there's like a, a recipe for, the perfect tea that, I don't know, settles your nervous system to
That's
work on your
good.
business, something, but one that's aligned with each possible quiz result or
Oh,
something
I
like
love
that
that.
could
Yes.
be a possibility. But quizzes have really great longevity too um for people to opt in. I have a friend who she's had the same quiz for like 6 years, and it still is just, and it's based on her book, and it just is still something that is exciting that people, want to take and is ongoing. And so, yeah, if you could find another quiz that,
Yeah.
when once you get more clear on the exact
Mhm.
system, which it sounds like the bones of it are already there,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that that would be really great.
Yeah, because I was playing with a and it was when I had actually back in the summer that I was starting to create that was like your love language and your dosha together
Uh-huh.
to create your like feminine wealth, uh,
Mm-hmm.
your feminine wealth code basically. Because if you combine your dosha and your love language, it's a really cool kind of mix of like, oh, if you're a kapha and you really love acts of service or whatever, right? Like it's a
Ooh,
beautiful and it's like, and how do you do this in business? So if you're a kapha, you're going to be very and your acts of service, how does this come out in business kind of thing, right? You're going to be all about like serving and teaching and that. And so
that's interesting. Yeah, that is
mhm.
very
Because
interesting.
that kind of combines everything I'm doing. Like that kind of gives you a little taste of all the pieces that kind of come into my program and stuff, or into my coaching or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever wording. I don't love coaching and I don't love program, but there'll be a word there.
it's a journey, it's a container.
Yeah,
Yes.
interviews.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that idea. I love that idea. And I think that people will be very responsive to it because it's very unique, but it's also just not unique for just the sake of being unique. It's helpful,
Totally.
very
Yes.
helpful information to have. And
Yes.
so if you go to that and position it, look at like how that is the like how it's necessary in people's journey, in their
Hmm.
business journey for as a woman,
Yeah.
being that this is who you're working with.
Yeah.
I think that that could be a game changer.
Amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Beautiful.
And it's so like it feels so cleanly like a book, and
I know that's what I thought
all of
too.
the above, right? Like it's very, yeah, I think that that's really exciting. I think that as a part of your conversions for this, you may want to look into making this be an application funnel
Mm,
where
yes,
people have to apply and then you get on the phone with them.
that's a great idea.
I think would be really strong for this.
Yeah.
So rather than, because it's a big commitment in terms of time and energy. So rather than leaving people to their own devices, and fears, you know, um, for something of this magnitude, I would get them on the phone.
Yeah.
I would get them on the phone. Yeah. Yeah. So having them apply, get them on the phone. What I might do differently than usually application funnels do not tell you upfront what the investment might be.
Mhm.
So to save your time, be respectful of your time and theirs, I would let them know upfront what it is, or what it could look like, so that by the time when they get on the phone with you, that it's not, a sticker shock or that sort of thing. So people know that what the investment is going to be ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the one piece that I kind of struggled with a little bit was what that what that one big promise is,
Mhm.
because it's either like, launch a business, so I could gear it towards more those that are like just starting or reformatting their business, or or towards people that already have a business, but it's nowhere near where they want it to be. Like it's not generating the income, it doesn't have the clients.
Who do you feel like you tend to attract? Like, who have been the people who've been the most active in terms of signing up for your things? And
Yeah, so most of them already, like yeah, the majority of them have some sort of start, but not like fully into business yet, right? Like they have some kind of start. So they're not like, here's how to name your business, here's how to
right,
like
right.
register your business. So it's kind of like an in between actually having a flowing business and starting a business.
So then that's who you talk to. That's exactly who you talk to. So, so speaking directly to their challenge, like, okay, you may have had some ideas that you tried to launch half-assedly and they didn't go anywhere, or you have these ideas and there is no structure. So speaking directly to that audience, I think is really strong, because later on you can create then the next level
Exactly.
program. So if people are, I'm just going to call it like the rose quartz level, and then and then people can graduate to the next level later on. I think that that's a good way to go.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And making it clear that, yeah, that this is not, well, I actually don't even think you have to say that this is not a like program where you're going to come in and it's going to be completely beginner. I don't think you need to say that. I think just speak directly into the challenges of, maybe you have a bunch of ideas, or maybe you have one idea and you've already started, but you don't know what to do.
yeah. Um, Yes, because we do go into their dharma and look at their Vedic chart to be like also like who are their soulmate clients according to their Vedic chart and their human design, um,
Mhm.
as well. So like there's some base stuff, but not, yeah. So
So you should absolutely then have, on your info page, your sales page, this is who this is for, and then this is who this is not for. This is not for you if A, B, C, and D.
okay, sorry. I love that.
Yeah. So this is for you if, these things, but this is you're in the wrong place if these things. Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
awesome, cool.
So, okay, okay, good. So wait, I just want to just
Yeah,
look at it again, just what so just go over for me what the,
funnel.
yeah, what the funnel looks like.
Yes. So if we do the quiz, then I was picturing like they have a guide that comes to them according to their dosha love language, whatever word I'm going to use there. Um, and I like the idea of having a tea recipe or something in there too, because it's all part of the health. So probably I'll hit each of those pillars and be like, here's like a health thing in there. So they'll get that. And then I actually thought about doing the tripwires being like the prosperity bundle that I was talking about before, and have that be like a 97 or 147 in that range. Uh,
Mhm.
prosperity bundle, and then kind of lead into the mastermind for the next, or the money mindset. Money mindset, maybe running it in mid-November. Um, so I can get that as a higher investment to then get to the higher investment.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you do have a formulation there. So just go through and just shore that up, like what are the stages of that journey, and your emails to them along the way, along that within your funnel, which is the email, what email system are you using? Was it MailChimp?
No, I actually keep meaning to email you to be like, "You need to check this out." I use a system called ivory.io, and it
Okay, is
has
that
an
the one that you
app.
told me has
It
everything?
has everything. So it
Yeah.
has a CRM in it, it has an app in it, it has an email system, it has your website, literally everything.
Oh,
Uh,
that's put that in the yeah, put that in
yeah,
the
I'll put it in there. I do have an affiliate link, so I'll throw that one in there.
good. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's an amazing system. So yeah, it does CRM and everything in there too, so I can really track everything and tag everyone and yeah.
Okay, good. So what I want you to do is have a clear, so that no matter when someone signs up to your mailing list, whether they sign up today or next month, that they're going through the same nurturing journey. So go
Yeah.
through and spend some time with those nurturing emails but first you've got to just lock in what your system is
Yeah.
so that you can speak to it. And it will adjust, it will evolve, especially when you work it with people, but just lock in, what that is so that you can start to work on those nurture emails and that whole journey that people are going to take with you.
And would you, because of the 5,000 plus already on my list, and we know those are such a collection of like so many things now on that list, um, from the last 15 years, would you start the journey, like send it out to them? Like I've had this feeling of like I should restart all these people basically. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is the great thing is that when you do this email list, this new email nurturing sequence, you're going to use tagging in
Yeah.
order to rule people in and out. Being that half of these people were into one thing, half were into another, and you don't know what a lot of them are wanting. But the great thing is that if you say, here is a quiz to find out A, B, C, and D, the people who take that quiz, and then there's a tag that you're going to attach to that says, quiz or whatever it is, and a tag that's attached to their results, then you know that, okay, if you're wanting to email about a specific thing, it's you have an email list within the email list, and you start to get more clean about who is actually your mailing list. And the bloated numbers you don't need, people who are,
Exactly.
yeah, then you can get to speak to the people who are wanting to be spoken to.
Beautiful. So you would, to my big list right now, be like, here's when I have it all worked out, but here's the quiz, and then start my list kind of going from there.
Absolutely. So there are two ways to do it. So there's one, just sending them the quiz, which is what I would do in your case. And I would add to that that you can maybe in like a few weeks or so send an email. Just it's called like the 9-word email. But I don't know if it's 9 words. Let me count. It's something like, are you still interested in XYZ? Okay, that's 8 words, but yeah, is the XYZ. But whatever it is, just it's basically just a one sentence and it's in the subject line. And then in the email, keep it short and sweet and say, if this is still something that you're interested in, reply to me, hit reply and let me know because I'm developing, really exciting programming or whatever word you want to use for 2026. And this is my life's work and it's meaningful to me and this is life-changing stuff and I don't want to waste your time or mine if it's out of alignment. So hit reply and let me know. And the great thing is that when people are hitting reply and communicating with you, then that says also to their email service, Gmail or Yahoo or whatever they're using, that you're not spam, and it then moves you into the right inbox, so that you're not in like some weird folder across the board.
Yeah.
It starts to just train Gmail to realize that you have something to say that people are wanting to open and respond to.
Perfect. I wondered because that happened with the summit that I ended up in a lot of junk mail.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, why? I've never had that issue before, but it's because didn't have that same flow of replying that I used to have.
Yes. So
Okay.
yes, definitely, invite them to reply as much as possible. As
Okay.
much as possible. Even with the quiz, with the results when they get the email, you can say, PS, hit reply, let me know what your result was on this quiz. And then the people who do that, that's an opportunity for you to say to them, hey, have you checked out this prosperity bundle or whatever is in alignment with their result?
Yes. Amazing. Okay. I love it.
Okay,
Good.
good. Good
Thank
goddess,
you.
Marnie.
Yay.
Deep bow, goddess.
Thank you so much, goddess.
Goddess C. Sherelle, was your hand up? Or am I imagining things? Are you still there, Goddess C. Sherelle?
I'm here, goddess.
Okay, there you go. Was your hand up? Did you raise your hand?
Wait, my hand wasn't up though.
Okay, well, let's talk to you anyway. Maybe there's something I'm feeling, something that was just in the air and it wasn't.
Okay.
No, how is it going, Goddess?
It's going okay. I'm just really focusing more on day. Um, I just feel like day passes was a better way to go. I do have one person that's signing up, and so altogether I have two people, in other words.
Okay, so
And then I have one day pass that's coming as well. So I'm excited though, because we're gonna go to the Temescal that I really wanted to go to, and she's been doing it since she was 11 years old. And it's on her land, on her property where her mother did the Temescal, and it's just amazing. So I'm looking forward to that Temescal. We're gonna eat the mud, we're gonna have the cacao ceremony, and that's gonna be the day of beauty. So that's gonna be the day that I focus on what I'll be doing, which is the pampering part. And then I have Maria, she's gonna be doing the podcast as well on Saturday with Goddess Deborah, and I have a person called God Dance, and she's gonna be doing like more like dancing and yoga.
her. I feel
Um,
like I've seen her on Instagram. Okay, all right. So congratulations on all of that. Let's take a step back and just let me know what you have been doing to market this retreat in between our last conversation and this one.
so basically, I've been working on the day passes. So that
Mhm.
was the main focus I wanted to focus on, was the day passes and see how I can get people on that end, and
So
then just
update on
promoting.
the day passes because we didn't talk about that last time. So this is inviting people to come to the retreat for a shorter period of time.
Correct.
Okay, so how do they choose which day or how does that work?
So the one of the days that's really juicy, people are more likely to come to that one. I promoted that one, and I'm promoting the day pass for the flying dresses, which is the day that I added the God dance to make it a little more juicier. I added her into, so I took her class, and it just really spoke to me to do the God dance. So they're gonna be doing the goddess dance for the yoga, and then they'll go right into the flying dresses, and then later on that evening we'll be doing. I took the salsa on the beach. It's amazing. Wow, just to take the class as well. So it's really a surrendering type of day, like surrendering to that, because that takes a lot of surrendering to be able to just follow and let the man lead when you're doing salsa. So that's like one of the challenges there. And what else? And I
Okay,
was with
how many
Maria
days?
yesterday doing the forehand massages. Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt you, Goddess. So how many days is the full journey? And then now yeah, so how many days is the full journey?
The full journey is 5 days.
Okay, so it's 5 days and you're offering day passes on any of the 5 days or only on those?
No, just on day 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, so day 2, 3, and 4. So people have the option of coming to the retreat in full or day 2, 3, and 4.
Correct. So far, I only really promoted day 3 and 4.
Okay, all right. So all right, lovingly, goddess. Lovingly, this is a beautiful mess. It is a beautiful mess. You have a very like magical, gifted skill of creating incredible experiences, incredible life-changing experiences. But we want people to come now and experience them. And so the only reason why I'm saying it's a beautiful mess is because it's a beautiful experience that you've created, a proprietary experience that people can't get anywhere else. But now we have like kind of these extra days in the beginning where it feels to me, and maybe because I'm not looking at it physically on a screen, it feels to me confusing. So if we're gonna promote the day passes, so you haven't promoted, which day have you not promoted?
Day 2, which is because I'm really trying to get it to be, so it won't be confusing or whatever, just more organized. But day 2 is the day of this pampering, which is the Temescal. I did speak to her today because I did have someone that I wanted to do for Temescal, but she had emergency and she wanted to go be with her dad in the US. So I kind of had to shift gears or where I was going to take it, to where the Temescal really wanted to be, which is actually the Temescal that I wanted in reference to the land being really sacred.
Mhm.
This is a place where she's been doing the Temescal since she was 11 years old. She has a whole kitchen which there. She feeds you lunch and everything. So I've been working with the chef as well. So behind the scene, I just feel like it's a lot. Like I feel like this is this,
Lot. It is a
yeah,
lot.
it's just,
So that's the
it's
frustration, is that I want you to be well compensated and I want people to experience this. And so, what are the other days? I know you have one person that's paid for the full experience. Is it possible at all to cut off the other days that you're not promoting and make it just a clean and compact? Okay, this is what the retreat is, like the 3 days or whatever it is that are the crux of the journey?
so I was just gonna just so it wouldn't be confused. I just did 444 for everything. And then
Mhm.
if you RSVP by November the 6th, then you can get that price off. If not, you pay the full 444. So that's 444 USD. Um, I just feel like day three is a day with the heavy hitters. It's very, different. So that's why I wanted to promote that day. But in the same token, the sister that's doing the flying dresses, like I can't have her come fly in because now she's not in Mexico anymore. So I mean she has to fly in from the States. So I can't have her fly in and have no one, to do the flying dresses with. So I wanted to
And
promote that day as well.
you added on an additional teacher,
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, I added an additional teacher because to make the day pass help for it to be juicier because I felt like if I just do the flying dresses and salsa, it would be, I just wanted something a little juicier. That's all.
Okay, that's understandable, but what are the numbers? What are the numbers looking like? Are you going to owe money to anyone at the end of this? Like that's what I want to look at. Like what are the numbers in terms of, is the space that you're doing this in, is it that they only get paid as you get paid, or is it that you have to pay them regardless? What are the financials?
So at the end of the main thing is like it's always the villa, right? So the villa is already paid for
Mhm.
by one of the guests. So that's how that has started off. She had discount price for the villa. So she paid for the villa and then she's not doing the flying dresses. She's only doing the villa and food in the day three. And then the person that's paying for the full experience is making up for the money that I need to pay myself and pay the other guests as well. And that's kind of how I get. And then I have someone coming in for the day pass for day three.
Okay, so
So
are
and that
your
never.
what are your thoughts on this, on how this is going?
It's definitely overwhelming, but I'm still excited about it. I know that I do like to give extra stuff, so I'm kind of extra with things, and like I'm like, oh, they put rose petals before they get to the Temescal, and da da da, or before they get to the cenote. So I definitely want to be able to watch how I'm doing. I mean, I could just go outside and pick flowers, so so I don't have to go and pick extra flowers. So I'm trying to look at spending extra things, and I have a lot of things from I've got over the years to be able to be prepared for this. Like I have the journals and the jars and things. So I have a lot of stuff that's already been paid for, so I won't be like into my pocket. So I was already prepared for this time for years now. So I brought stuff with me to prepare for that, like the a lot of little things I have already prepared. So, but it is like I said, it is overwhelming because of all the trying to get the gifts, this person, this, and a funnel, and the marketing part is definitely a lot for me. It's
Okay.
just it just is.
So let me ask you another question. So the photographer that you have that is going to be taking pictures with the flying dresses, do you have access to that photographer to be able to hire them to take pictures every day, or are they only for that event? And let me just explain the reason I'm asking. The reason I'm asking is that it feels to me like, because of, I'm like you, like I like to create like over the top experiences for people so that they have, the full, you know, everything. But I want to make sure that, because this is not your hobby, this is a business, right? So I want to make sure that the business aspects feel for you like you are, after this, coming away with a strong framework to build on. And so one of the things that for me feels like, okay, salvageable in this, with this incredible experience that you've created, is that a big part of your compensation needs to be your photos at the end, your photos and your testimonials. So that for you is money in the bank for your future, selling your future retreats and experiences. So not only having, the pictures of the people who do the flying dress experience, making sure that everyone signs a release saying that you're able to use their image and likeness in your future promotions, making sure that no one leaves a retreat, be it the retreat, be it it's a day pass or the week pass or whichever they do, that they, get on video and share what their experience has been for you. Okay, so I want to make sure that that's a part of your what's the word? Your compensation for this journey. And then going forward for the next retreat, I want you to build it cleaner, where it is, a very clear offer. If you're going to go in with, the day pass model, that's what you're doing from the beginning. If you're going in with, because now you're going to have numerous people having different experiences, and all of that, it is exhausting. It is exhausting, and it's a different kind of change that you can create for people when everyone is beginning on day one and going through a specific journey together, be it 3 days, be it 5 days, be it 7 days, whatever, eating the same, similar foods, and having the same workshops. And it's a different level of transformation that happens, when people are popping in and out on a day class, or day pass experience. And so there's nothing wrong with coming in and out, and maybe now I'm going to take this class and that class, but that to me doesn't sound like the best use of your skills and talents. It doesn't seem to me like the best use of all of the magic that you bring to the table. And so I want to honor your work. I want to honor your gifts, which it feels to me at this point, in my very humble opinion, that this approach does not feel to me in full honoring of the transformation that I know that you told me that you want to create for people.
Yes.
Because there's a
makes
different
sense.
experience in a sacred container when we come together,
Right.
and we're smelling each other and we're living together. We're
Right.
now we get that together. Now we can now go back to our rooms as partners and journal on it or whatever it is and have that journey. Then if I pop in and out and have a fun experience in Tulum, and that was cool and that was great, that's great. Those are experiences, but you are a queen of transformation. And so we want people to experience that in full. So this is very exciting what you're creating, but I want to make sure that you get those photos. I want to make sure that you get release forms. I want to make sure that you get videos. And for people who are video shy, you can talk to them on audio. Just pop on your phone and click record, talk to them on audio and say, how was your experience? You're going to ask them 3 questions. What brings you to this retreat? How was your experience? What's the greatest thing that you learned? And have that then as, to be able to build experiences in going forward. Okay. And then when you create your next retreat, I want to just offer you and just extend to you, from my heart, as, looking at you as an aspirational luxury provider that I see you as somebody who comes from a background of trying to make $1 out of 15 cents and nickel and diamond and taking some from here and putting some from there. And we can make it work. We can make anything work. But I don't want you to be putting forward make it work experiences. I don't want you to put forward nickel and dime experiences. I don't want it to feel like, okay, well, we're going to salvage, a salvageable, let's all, salvage and put it together and make it work and have a potluck kind of experience. Because even when I'm just looking at you, like, look at you, like, oh my goodness, like you're an explosion of color, like you're this like priestess of magic and beauty and wonder and splendor. And so I want your vision to have its highest realization. I want people to look at you and say, wow, okay, I want to come with her and I want to have what she's having. And I want to take the full journey with her. And I know that a lot is going on in the world, you know, where a lot of things are going on that would affect people's investment in your journey. But there are people right now, there are 10 people who are the right people to take your full journey as you initially envisioned it, as you initially envisioned it. And so just making a shift for yourself in you're not a nickel and dimer. You're not a piece together girl. You're not a piece it together girl. You are an incredible and wondrous creator who has the power to create transformation in people's lives. And those people are looking for you and they want the whole thing. They want the whole thing. They don't want, okay, just give me a piece. I just want just a little bit. Can I just get just this? They don't want that. Can I just, how about how much is it if I just dip my toes in the pool? You got that? Like, can I just, if I pay a quarter, you know, like all that sounds great, but how much is it if I just dip my toes in the edge of the pool? Is there something? We don't want that.
Sound like Chris Rock when he's, can I get how much 15 cents?
Just a rib. No. No. You know, that's fine if they want to just dip their toes in the pool. But you are a transformational goddess. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm serious. Like, I feel like people could come into this room right now where you are, you're sitting there and your beautiful crown and the hats and the whatever, and have a transformational experience just by walking into the room with you right there. And so we want to come from that energy. And it's okay for right now with where you're going. But I want you to have your eye on, you're going to give the best experience that you can for this one. And then the next one, I want you to build that January. Was it February you were talking about? Or March, possibly?
It was like March.
March.
But we'll see.
You know, you want to have a powerful transformation and a powerful container that if it needs to be 3 days or 4 days, let it be those 3 days or 4 days or whatever it is. If it needs to be a little bit shorter, and just let it be a locked in start to finish journey.
Okay.
Okay. Because the day or if it is the day pass thing, let it be that, whatever it is, but just don't let it feel like you're having to undercompensate for this incredible experience that I know that you're creating now and that you're going to create afterward. Okay. And so for now, like, don't add any more teachers in. Do not offer, if you meet someone who's a wonderful teacher, if Oprah shows up and she wants to teach, maybe Oprah, maybe Michelle Obama. But outside of them, do not add any more teachers or anything to this experience. You want to put your energy right now on bringing the people to go through the experience.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're there and you're doing it. But I want you to fulfill the vision that you have, which is going to shift when you bring these wonderful people through it. But how much more fun and transformation would the one person so far that's going through the whole journey, or the two, experience when they're going through it with other sisters on the journey, when that's a main reason, one of the key reasons why people go on retreats. They're going for the transformation, but they're also going for the sisterhood.
Right.
Going for all of those reasons. So you're going to get your photos, you're going to get your releases, you're going to get your testimonials. You're going to absolutely get those as a key part of your compensation, and make sure that you have a clear eye on your numbers. So rather than hiring right now it's dollars in, dollars out, like, okay, this person signed up, so now I can get that other. No, 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 no. We want to honor you. We want to honor your vision. We want to honor you. We want to honor your vision. Okay.
You.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So so I want you, let's just do an exercise. Just put your hands over your heart here in the middle, over your heart chakra, sorry, in the center of your chest. And I want you to speak to the woman who is the right woman for this journey, and invite her to come and take this journey with you. What does she need to know?
That I'm here to support you, that I want you to do the transformation. I want you to feel what I felt, how I felt inside Hawaii. My saying has always been, if I can bottle up what I felt and give it to everyone in the world, that I would. And I want them to be able to walk away and feel like they've been so adored, loved, and supported, seen, respected, and transformed to the women that's been holding themselves back, and just really feel loved and held and nourished, and that they can come out with sisterhood and transformation and fun and be able to and lead with integration as well. And yeah, I really want them to be it, like, and they're worth it.
And they're worth it. And they're worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you, goddess. And so are you.
Mm-hmm.
So take those words and that energy, most importantly, and go put that everywhere. Go put that everywhere. Put those words and that energy everywhere. And that's so much more powerful than the dip your toe in package. Because if I am fearful, which is we were talking about earlier in this conversation, people, I can tell you, after doing like international retreats for 10 years, like every single year it happens that there are people who pay for full on VIP packages in Bali or wherever and get scared and don't show up. And so you want
Oh my
to
God.
hold their energy, hold their soul, hold their heart, and say, come with me on this journey, on this life-changing journey. And here's what we're going to do. And thinking of it, bypassing your own fear by your purpose, with what you have created for them as an act of love. Because it takes an act of love. It takes a creative healer's mind to say that I see you in this beautiful flying dress experience, and I see you, the help and healing that will come with you working with God dance, and with you working with this Dom on this kind of healing, and but put it together and tell that. That's the story that you need to tell to your soulmate client. It's not the story of, come with me and you can, dip your toe in for $5 or whatever it is. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Adam.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I believe in you, goddess. I believe in you, and looking forward to seeing you shine even more brightly. Give yourself permission to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself permission to shine. Whoever it was that told you that, you were not permitted to shine as brightly and to outshine the tribe, to outshine whoever it is, your family, your siblings, your school, your whatever it was, whoever it was, they were wrong. They were wrong. Okay? Love you, goddess.
Yes.
Love you. Love you.
Mhm.
Okay, so we are at the end, but let's talk briefly to Goddess Tiffany Solbird. I believe had her hand up for a while. If she is still there, Goddess Tiffany. Oh, there you are. You are muted, Goddess, or at least on my side. Can you all hear her? We
No.
don't.
It says she's unmuted, but I still can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. My microphone was plugged in. Sorry. Um, I'll try to be quick. There, okay. I remember, Abiola, over the summer, you sent out an email asking people what they were working on. Just, I guess you were just like getting a feel of what people were like working on or focusing on for the summer. And I told you I was doing a lot of world building. Um, I've had a lot going on, but there's this particular idea I've been channeling through of this world, or it's like an alternate world where Africa is kind of like spiritually ascended, and it's based on this young woman who's very attuned to the forest and to nature, and she's a young African woman, and she it's like the spirit of Africa chooses her to like embody, and through that she ascends to like the mother of the new Africa, basically, and her energy spreads to the continent. And out of that, there's 7 different forts that arise out of that energy, and the forts all represent.
Goddess Tiffany, I'm interrupting you only because I want to make sure that your question is related to you sharing your whole intellectual property. I don't want you to share your whole intellectual property right now. Okay?
Okay,
Hold
yeah,
that
I'm
down.
just like I want to give context. So,
Okay. Okay.
so like each of the forts like represents like some aspect of divinity, and my idea was to like make maybe a 6 months course, like going through each aspect of that divinity. Like one of the forts represents like beauty and love, the other represents sorrow, the other represents ancestry, and like going through like the ritual and the festivals of each of those centers of power, like within the context of like this world that I'm bringing through, and using like the ritual language of the world, and kind of just focusing on like on sorrow on one, and then maybe through healing sorrow, and then the fort of remembering is like healing ancestry, and the fort of beauty and love is like self-concept and self-love. And what I was wondering is like how feasible is that, like making a course based on the world that I'm creating.
Very
And
feasible. It's incredibly feasible. It's incredibly powerful. What you're talking about is a vision quest or rite of passage program. And it's,
right, okay.
yeah, it's a vision quest. It's a vision quest. And so it is incredibly, yeah, it's incredibly feasible. And I think that it would be very powerful and very transformational.
Okay, great. So I didn't think of it as a vision quest, so that gives me like useful context. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so, like we were talking about with Goddess Marnie with doing a quiz. And so in this case, you might call it an assessment, but it's the
Right.
same, the same thing basically, so that people would take an assessment to figure out what their pathway would be. And then for
Mhm.
each pathway, you can build out, and you don't have to do it all before you begin. But for each pathway, you can eventually build out, like each pathway can have, you know, a full suite that's affiliated with it, meaning, whether it has, what the sky's the limit, whether it has associated courses, cards, the books, whatever it is, but each pathway can
Mhm.
have its own knowledge portal that is affiliated with it, you
Okay.
see. So Yeah, and the vision, it can either start at if we just, for picturing it, picture like a game board. Like it can either start where, everybody starts at the beginning and goes along the same path. Once at the beginning they do their assessment and know, what their specific identity is and how they want to proceed along that path. Or each person at the beginning could do the assessment and then go down a different path. And each person goes down a different path based on what the results are of their assessment.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, when she was talking about the quiz, that's what came to mind. Like, yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as human beings, we love that. We love to, to anything that's going to give us more knowledge of self and help us to have a specific path that we can go down based on that knowledge. Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think that what you should do is right now decide whether everybody is going to take the same path together, but just within that path, having with their individual assessment, but they're going down the same path together, or whether at the beginning they're going to have their assessment and each person's going to go down a different path. Okay.
Okay.
And then you're going to create specific intellectual properties that are the healing, the empowerment, the enlightenment, the whatever it is, the helping content that is related to each pathway.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah. It sounded like 7 different or 8 or how many of them? Then it's like different pathways, like depending on the theme that they get in their quiz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it may be helpful to just Google RPGs, role-playing games, and just it
Mhm.
be helpful just in terms of just organizing your thoughts around it.
Okay. That sounds great. I'll do that. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? We can do a brief. Okay. So Goddess. Okay. Goddess Shaya, I'm seeing you next. Here, wait.
Hi, how are you today?
Greetings, Goddess. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for everyone, who shared. You all have such broad and wonderful ideas. I my just quick, my question is, how do I put this in the simplest form?
Okay,
Um,
hold on. Let me just give a reminder before folks leave. If you are wanting to, so hold that thought, Goddess. If you are wanting to be a beta reader for my romantasy book, just type romantasy in the comments and I will find it later and find you later. I'll email you and send you a link. Romantasy, just type it into the comments. And then the other thing was if you want to sign up for the Visibility Temple, that link is also in the chat somewhere, or just go to tinyurl.com/visibility temple, tinyurl.com/visibility temple. Someone put that in the chat for me, tinyurl.com/visibility temple. Okay. All right. Okay, Goddess, you got it? Let's hear it.
okay. So long story short, I have been buying all of these decks. I've been being guided to create videos. I was very stubborn in the beginning. I did not want to put content on YouTube. I have been recently just recording, not posting it yet, but recording. I am a photographer. I am trying to tie all my gifts into this new journey of mine, right? And I have things that are like, I don't know what's going on, but it's progressing, and it's opening up even more. And I'm just like, okay, well, where I thought I was done, here comes something else. I actually did not realize that the new moon was so soon. And Saturday, I was at a writing conference, and in the left hand corner, I just saw this purple being orb. Not sure what it was yet, but after the class, I spoke to the instructor, and she said that her mom, who had passed, her favorite color was purple. I'm like, okay, so I have new gifts that are like, they just keep coming in. So every time I think I'm done, here comes another one. And I'm just like, okay, so how do you navigate all of the gifts, right? To provide a service that does not seem chaotic, right? Because I don't want to overwhelm anyone. I have a background in trauma and anxiety and depression, and so I volunteer my time with a women's group who I'm now coaching, which is another step. And I'm just like, okay, so how do I use all of this to coach women in order to become their best selves and live their best lives now, and still navigate the new gifts that are coming in?
Yes, yes. So first of all, I want to just thank you for your service and the work that you are doing with women, and the work that the time that you took to become a trauma-informed counselor and helper. What beautiful work you do in the world. And I am looking at you and listening to you and just smiling at the beautiful perfection of the creator saying, wow, look at this person who is a trauma-informed specialist, which is exactly what we need in the world. Let's make sure that let's give her a little clairvoyance over here, a little clairaudience over here, and some clairsentience over here, because we need her to have all of these gifts. And so how amazing and perfect.
And Reiki practitioner. I just got
Oh,
my
beautiful.
certificate in Reiki. So
Beautiful, beautiful. So take a breath. Take a breath, even though it may seem like, oh my gosh, there are all these things. You are exactly where you need to be, with exactly the gifts that you need to have, and more on the way. And so the way that you approach it, the most powerful way for you to approach it, is not going into, okay, well, how do I use this part of my gift and that part of my gift, and thinking about it in a piecemeal fashion, getting very clear about who it is that you came forward to help, or at this moment in time, because it may shift and change. And then thinking about your gifts the same way that, like, an old school, like, doctor's bag, like a doctor, a bag of tricks that, a doctor has, a doctor, if you, have a wound on your arm, they're going to use a different thing to treat that than if you have a palpitation in your heart, right? So you having all of these different skills and gifts that then you are going to use to empower, to heal, to teach, to enlighten whatever it is, your specific brand of healing, a specific person, a specific type of person that you came to work with. So does that make sense? So rather than feeling like, okay, I've got to figure it out and go down the road of each of these gifts, go down the road of who it is that you came to work with, who it is that you came to teach, who it is that you came to heal, who it is that you came to empower. And then your gifts are in service to that person, your myriad of gifts. And it will make sense, because we're going to, if we're interested in what you have to say, we're buying into you. So we want to come and look at you and listen to you. So you are the genre, you are the niche, you are the space, you are the person. Does that make sense?
yes.
So it's not, okay, well, if I need Reiki, let me go to any old Reiki teacher or healer. Reiki with you is going to be very different than Reiki with someone else, even though it is the same, gift, the same teaching, the same skill set, the same healing power, the same energy stream. but it's going to be very different because it's you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the whole what makes you different aspect, right? Because I wasn't raised to talk about myself. And so no, leave it. No, I'm almost done. Thank you. Um, I'm struggling with that a little bit
Mhm.
because the way that I was brought up, it was like, well, if you talk about yourself, you're not being humble, you're being, you're being conceited, you're big headed, all these things. And so that's something that I've had to work on. And so offering this to people, it's like, I'm just a regular person. I'm just a regular person. I really don't know how to tell someone like, oh, well, you should come to me because I'm this and I'm that. So it's kind of like a struggle.
A part of it, and we're actually working on this in the Visibility Temple right now. A part of it is the story that you have around it, even just in your body language and your presentation of the way that you would say it, that your idea is that a person who would be sharing about their work would be like, you're like, I'm this, I'm that. And that's not where you have to come from. That it's the energy of exactly the way that you told me that you said, and I'm, and you shared the story about seeing the purple orb, and you shared the story about, being a Reiki healer, that you can just come from the energy that is you. So if someone else's natural energy is to be like, well, I'm this and I'm that, then that's their energy. That's not you, and that's not your energy. And you don't have to come from that energy of, well, let me tell you all the things that are great about myself. The energy is instead, let me speak to this problem, this challenge, this issue that you have, and let me tell you how we can heal, fix, think about, shift, change, transform that. You see, that's a different conversation. If you speak to people about themselves, we'll listen forever. And so you're not speaking to us about you, you're speaking to us about ourselves. You see, so that's a totally different shift. So you're not, knocking on our digital door and saying, hey, let me just tell you all about me. No, thank you. We don't want to hear that, not because of you, but just because that's human nature. But if you knock on our door and you say, hey, let me tell you about you. Oh, okay, great. What do you have to say about me? Let me tell you about, what issue you have and how we can work on that, or how what I know speaks to that. Let me tell you about what I know speaks to helping, informing, teaching, shifting, transforming, whatever it is, enlightening, uplifting, whatever your specific brand of magic is,
Okay.
your specific brand of healing is. You see? So thinking about it, as like I said, an old school doctor with a doctor bag that has a bag of tricks that they're, and when I say tricks, I mean, their bandages and their stethoscope and their whatever it is, that they are coming, and that is all of the gifts that you have. So get clear on who it is that you are feeling called to talk to about what. All right.
Okay.
And the videos that you are making, I'm inviting you to please post them. To please post them. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
All right. Yeah. But we want to see them. We want to see
Okay.
them. There's somebody that needs to see them. And it is a big step to go ahead and record the video. So congratulations on doing that. Congratulations on doing that. And so start to put them out there. Start to put them out there.
Okay. I will. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome so much. You're welcome so much. Okay, so last person that we're going to talk to for 2 minutes. Let's see. Goddess Rika, do you have a quick 2-minute something?
I can make it 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think I've probably been coming and sitting quiet for too long, observing. I'm working on a
Okay.
lot. I just published my first book, so I'm happy
Congratulations.
about that. It's been a big deal. I wrote it in 5 days, but I'm a Leo, and so a lot of times I'll mull something over and then sit down.
Leo, yes, Leo, girl.
Yeah, my birthday is July the 25th. Shout out to all the Leos.
It's 29th. My nephew's the 25th. Hey, we get it.
I think I'm struggling with, okay, so for number one, you've touched on so many points where I would have asked a question. So right now I'm just kind of mulling over everything that you said because I came from six-figure life.
Mhm.
Spirit was like, you're going to work in your purpose, forget corporate money. And I had to transition because I was already doing this as a hobby.
Mhm.
And so now it's about like, I have 30K on TikTok. I have followers on YouTube. I constantly create, but I am not translating that into longevity. So, from a business perspective, I'm learning to integrate my spiritual and business sides because they've been separate for so long, I feel like. And so, I have a couple of events coming up. One is at the end of November. It's free. I just wanted to see if I could for one time get 100 more than 100 people in the room to do a virtual retreat. So I've
Uh-huh.
started on that, but then I was also offered the opportunity 2 years ago. Y'all, please be kind to me. 1,037 acres of Black Indigenous land here in North Carolina, where I am able to use it for space. They already do spiritual retreats and stuff here, so I have a lot going on, and I decided to walk in this room because and say something finally because I was leaving our Alkaline Festival on this land. We call it the land of abundance. And the young lady who is the wife of the person who owns it asked me to be a shamanist. And then she initiated me a couple of weeks after. But leaving that location, this deck, which I have 4 or 5 different copies of, was sitting as I was walking out. And someone said, "Hey, Goddess Rika, is this yours?" And I'm like, "No, that's not my deck. I've got mine." And so I thought it's finally time to say something. Hey, Renee. I'm struggling, Abiola, because I don't know where to start with planning something for April where people are going to be there. A lot of people, when you reach out to them about doing stuff like this, they want money. And
Mhm.
I have been without a 9 to 5 traditionally for almost 2 years now. And it's getting the best of me. And so I'm giving everything away for free because I'm trying to cycle in abundance. But I'm so used to giving because I had the money for so long to give. Sorry.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so first of all, you owe no apology to me or to anyone else. I think that what you are doing is phenomenal. And to be a reflection of the giving that you have been putting forward into the world, I'm gifting you a place in the Visibility Temple. Okay. I'm gifting you that. And I'm going to gift you also as a free bonus to your free course. I'm going to gift you my retreat course. Okay. I'm going to gift you my retreat planning course so that you can just take that and that can help you to begin to figure out what to do with shamanism and this incredible land. Okay? We are in a receptive universe and you have been generously giving, giving. And I want you to flex your receiving muscle. You are worthy. You are deserving. You're incredible. I want you to flex your receiving muscle. Okay. So drop me an email. So email me right now, abiolaabrams@gmail.com, and tell me that, remind me you need your access to the Visibility Temple. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And I'm going to also give you, remind me that I said that the retreat course, that I'm giving you the retreat course.
Okay, I am pulling it up right now because I want to respect everybody's time. It's Adiola. Am
Abrams
I
at
saying your name right? Because my name is Erika, but it looks like Erica. So
Abiola.
I try to
So
be clear.
like dear Abby, Abiola.
Abiola, okay. Abiola.
AbiolaAbrams@gmail.com. You need to figure out what to do with this land. We need to come down there and see what's going on. This
If I can be honest, when I saw your deck, I thought about asking you, but I felt like that was really forward and I ain't got no money to give nobody. So it was like,
Well, the deck is calling you. The deck is following you.
and the crazy part is the reason I found you online, I've been following you for years on like Amazon. I found you one day, I just Googled black, tarot card deck makers, and you popped out. And then my tribe, my fam I've built on these platforms, gifted me 4 of your decks. I cried because they sent me Secrets of the Ancestors, they sent me Faces of Oshun, and then they noticed my other decks were getting raggedy that I bought of yours, and so they sent me more. And I've just got to get up the courage to believe that I'm worthy. And I know that I'm worthy, like, because I've been working in corporate America, but I've been relying on the credentials of paper for so long that it's kind of hard to, this space is just new to me as far as professionally, if that makes sense.
Well, the credentials of your heart, the credentials of your own generous, beautiful heart have manifested. Look at it. Look at everything that you're manifesting. Look, you said you're walking out of the room and somebody's like, look, isn't that yours? That's your African goddess deck right there. Take that with you. Look what an incredible creator you are.
Thank you. Okay, so I know we're up on time. I don't want to take up any more time, but I am writing this email to send to you, and you said the
So the
retreat,
Visibility Temple
Visibility Temple, that's the one I looked at yesterday when I saw the email,
and the retreat course.
and the retreat course. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then come back to this container 2 weeks from now, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the earlier that you come in to the circle, then we'll have more time to be able to work with you on this here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
goddess.
everyone who is here, sending you so much love. Happy new moon. Know that you are worthy, that you are deserving. You are an incredible, magnificent reflection of the highest source of all that is. Of all that is. You are beautiful, you are powerful, and this really is our time. So let's claim it and let's make it so. All right? Bye, goddesses.